TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, August 25th, 2017. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Well, today's the day. We're going to have a major hurricane strike on the continental United States. Hurricane Harvey, which had reconstituted itself as a hurricane after being a hurricane, striking Mexico, then dissipating to a tropical storm and pinballing around the Caribbean, is now on a dead-aim track to hit Texas. It's going to hit tonight at about 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Time as a Category 3 hurricane. It's going to bring possibly as much as 35 to 37 inches of rain to Texas, because the storm is going to come ashore with winds exceeding 111 miles per hour and then stall. It's going to sit there for a period of possibly as long as 4 or 5 days, and then, according to some weather projections, go back out over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, intensify again in strength, and then possibly hit the coast further to the east along the Louisiana coastline. This could be a major disaster unfolding. 7 coastal counties in Texas, from Corpus Christi to Galveston, have ordered mandatory evacuations. The Trump administration now faces its first major test in dealing with a big natural disaster. The new FEMA head under Trump is a person named Brock Long, who was confirmed as the FEMA Director in June. Mr. Long has a very good reputation because he was the director of Alabama's Disaster Relief Agency when Hurricane Katrina hit back in 2005. He's going to need all the help he can get. The modeling firm CoreLogic has said that the cost of reconstructing properties damaged by Hurricane Harvey could reach $40 billion. CoreLogic says that some 232,000 homes along the Texas coast are at potential risk. Houston is expected to be the costliest area for rebuilding, assuming all 118,000 homes are at risk. This would put reconstruction costs at about $21 billion. The insurer Axis has moved to preempt a potential counterbid from Novae by finding another $11.8 million to lift its agreed offer by 2.1%. The new offer is now worth £477 million, or 715 pence per share, compared with the 700 pence Axis agreed to pay for Novae back on July 5th. The decision comes after some grumbling from Novae investors about the original offer. Novae shareholders are set to vote on August 29th. The takeover requires the support of 75% of the votes tendered. Super Typhoon Harvey, which came ashore in Hong Kong and Macau earlier this week, caused significant damage in Macau, the former Portuguese colony for several centuries, which is of course now a Chinese city. Had to call out the Chinese People Liberation Army. The appearance of the Chinese army on the streets of Macau is very rare. Under Macau law, the assistance of Chinese troops can be sought for humanitarian purposes. Some 1,000 PLA troops are now in the Macau streets helping clean up. The mayor of Macau, Fernando Chui, requested the Chinese Army's involvement in disaster relief. There's outrage now in Macau over the government's handling of the storm. 124-mile-per-hour winds and heavy rain has caused a paralysis there. Blackouts are prevalent throughout the entire city. The infrastructure is down. People are queued up at fire hydrants to get water. The only thing still running are the casinos, which are running on backup generators. Authorities are struggling to restore order in the 600,000-person city. The city has transformed rapidly since its return from Portugal to Chinese rule in 1999. It's now a gambling hub many times larger than Las Vegas. The infrastructure, of course, has failed to keep up, and they're paying the price for it now. At least 18 people have been killed in southern Russia after a bus carrying construction workers plunged into the Black Sea. The vehicle was carrying about 40 workers who were building docks for an oil company on the Black Sea coast close to Crimea. The construction workers were apparently employed by the Russian company Gas, which is drilling for oil and gas off the Black Sea coast. 8 people are missing in Switzerland after a landslide in the southeastern part of the country. This is an avalanche, of course. The incident in a remote valley popular with hikers and climbers forced the evacuation of a village in the Valbandasca region. German, Swiss, and Austrian authorities are searching, trying to use infrared cameras and trying to detect mobile phone signals. The Australian airline Qantas reported near-record profits that vindicated a 3-year turnaround strategy. This was earlier today in Singapore. They also announced that they plan to develop the, quote, last frontier of nonstop flights, 20 hours from Sydney to London. This is the last frontier in global aviation, the antidote to the tyranny of distance, said the CEO of the company, Alan Joyce. These flights, of course, would be about 3 hours shorter than current routes, which include stops in such cities as Dubai and Hong Kong. Qantas is going to spend about a year working with Airbus and Boeing, as well as engine manufacturers, evaluating the capabilities of the Airbus 350 and the Boeing 777X aircraft before issuing a formal tender. The improvements in the aircraft's range are expected to come not so much from additional fuel tanks, but from tweaks to the design to the wings, as well as adding engine thrust and reducing the weight of the plane. So this will be quite something. This is going to be a 20-hour flight heading from east to west. That's quite a long flight. We're going to be keeping a close eye on Hurricane Harvey, and you should too if you live in the Gulf region. That's the news for today. Have a good weekend. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you Monday.